Welcome back to the Neon Press. I am your host, Johan. Today we'll be discussing why more playing and less earning will make better metaverse games. We will be talking about the popular gaming studio Widow Games' first entry into the NFT universe with Geopoly. And we'll be taking a look at an article that is discussing the category of GameFi, or play to earn, thriving as of January, seeing over $1 billion invested into blockchain games. First, we take a look at an article that says more playing and less earning will make better metaverse games, and I highly agree. In the article, it referenced many people not being keen on the new metaverse being provided by Mark Zuckerberg through Facebook, or what we call now Meta. It is not the only metaverse, but it will be a metaverse. It will be the Meta metaverse. However, I know a lot of people are not keen on this, and this article references that. But they do argue that if you're not a fan of virtual reality, that you don't necessarily need a virtual reality headset in order to become involved in virtual reality. This argument goes on to say that sport and games are another way of reality that we often partake in virtually, in the stands or behind a screen. We're not on the field. While this argument for vicarious lifestyles being equivalent to virtual reality, I think it's true. Regardless of what the situation is, these people look to escape their own reality. Sports, video games, movies, books, music, pick your poison. Because of this understanding that people love to live vicariously, Web 3.0 or the metaverse is going to be widely accepted. The article goes on to say that our innate love of play, our understanding that fulfilling games depend on rules and structures, and our willingness to ascribe values to events that unfold in them are integral to our cultures, from soccer to chess to Roblox. They're also an important part of the economy. The global sport market reached nearly $400 billion in 2020, even after the pandemic lockdowns, and market estimates for video gaming to reach $178 billion. So gaming becoming the dominant sector in blockchain is no surprise at all to me. With Microsoft's recent cash purchase of Activision Blizzard and their constant rhetoric of wanting to become involved into the metaverse, this just further proves that DeFi gaming will continue to deliver financial value to consumers, companies, and countries in their meta realities. There have been many games that come out onto the blockchain, but not many thrive. A fantastic example of a company that has done it right is Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is now implementing a free-to-play model where they will be providing free NFTs for you to use. You cannot sell them, but you can use them to play the game, create in-game currency, and sell it. This, of course, will only earn you a few dollars a day, but in countries with hyperinflation that has already taken place, these few US dollars might change their lives. Again, we can take a look at Venezuela and see how the hyperinflation has destroyed their economy. Buying these necessary and meager items are almost impossible for the poor citizens of this country now. If you haven't seen my recent video on Axie Infinity and how it's going to change the world with the new African market, then you can check that out right here. But since blockchain gaming is so new, the more and more games that enter, the more quality people will demand. It will be similar to the 80s and 90s with Sega versus Nintendo. Now we have new companies such as Gala, Sand, and even Decentraland. But the more that time goes on, the more that IPs from Microsoft, Sony, and other Japanese titles will slowly trickle into the metaverse, or their own. How it will affect the market, we're not sure yet. We've already seen companies such as Bandai-Namco already investing into their own metaverse. If you haven't seen that video, then you can check that out right here. Bandai-Namco is possibly going to make the first ever metaverse arcade, implementing some of their old IPs such as Galaga, Pac-Man, Dig Dug into digital cabinets that you can then play. Using something similar to a Valve Index kit, you can then use full body capture, VR headsets, surround sound, and full hand control. This could allow you to grab a joystick and press some buttons on a non-existing arcade cabinet. Is this what they're going to be doing? I'm not sure yet, but it is what I'm hoping for. The point is, the longer the time goes on, the more quality people will demand from these blockchain games. Copying and pasting a financial structure from one game to another is extremely easy. That is why there are so many games entering into the metaverse right now. But not all of them will be sustainable. Innovation is still required. And when we start seeing games from Microsoft enter the metaverse, well, our definition of quality might change. This will undoubtedly put pressure onto the market to become better. How this will be done, I'm not sure, but how it's been done in the past is it's generally passed on to the consumer somehow. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest news, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Next up, Widow Games Studios and their new game, Geopoly. Geopoly is a Latin America success story, founded over a decade ago in 2012 in Argentina. They started to gain recognition by taking popular board games and transforming them into their digital forms. Games such as Ludo, War Strategy, TEG, and many others. Over 3 years ago, tech giant Google selected Widow Games from over 1,700 other projects to participate in its Indie Games Accelerator program. They had candidates from over 37 countries. This program was built by Google to reach out to potential indie game studios to help provide them direct access to Google, its products and resources, and teach them how to grow a successful gaming company. So what is Geopoly? Geopoly is a geolocation economic simulator that allows users to rent and buy, upgrade and sell real-life businesses all around the world. It is already available on Android, with the iOS and web version coming soon. It says it creates a fun and innovative on and off experience in two main interconnected gameplays. The first aspect of gameplay that they have is the economic simulator, where they say you explore, look for opportunities, rent, buy, invest, and sell in the largest capitalist game in the world, where the main goal is to generate as much revenue as possible and expand your business exponentially. You will start from scratch and build up the greatest real estate empire the world has ever seen. It also has a player versus player mechanic. Once we've launched the tokens pre-sale, the next stage is to create a competitive plus social feature that will engage users for long periods and create additional sync, aka burn, points for the economy. In this future PvP section, players will be able to attack each other's branches, steal resources, as well as defend their own. The PvP will be an asynchronous tower attack combat where the attackers must use a special consumer currency to send robots, drones, and satellites to hack the mainframe on top of the enemy's branch and steal non-tokenized digital assets. And they will be having their first exclusive special location auction coming soon. They say to check out their marketplace and navigate the world to find the best business and special location to expand your real estate metaverse. While this is not necessarily an innovative gaming category, it will be bringing a category to the blockchain games, and it will be coming from an already reputable company. The project has also gained the support of Sebastian Bourget, COO of the popular metaverse gaming universe The Sandbox, playing the role of an advisor for Geopoly. With all the business ties that Widow Games Studio now possesses, it is in a position to bring its previous games to the blockchain. Lastly for today, GameFi thriving as January saw over $1 billion invested in blockchain games. 2021 was the beginning of the play-to-earn model being implemented into the blockchain. $4 billion worth was invested into blockchain games alone last year, but this year, $1 billion has already been invested into blockchain games in the month of January alone. But far more importantly for blockchain games, we are seeing that blockchain games make up over 50% of all blockchain transactions. Specifically, we're looking at 52%. One of the leading games is Harmony's DeFi Kingdom, which I've covered previously. If you have not seen that, you can check that out right here. The game generated over 1.5 billion in transactions through January, which is 243% more than Axie Infinity, an already behemoth in the blockchain gaming space. Jewel also has a 775 million TVL, representing a whopping 60% of the total value locked on the entire Harmony network. Even with the recent blockchain crash, we have seen a rise in activity. However, this article from Crypto Potato does bring up a very important aspect: user retention. User retention is the most important aspect of any blockchain game. How long someone stays around to play is very important. This determines how much the blockchain can actually generate. If it creates a game that people actually want to return, play, and become involved in the ecosystem, then going back to the previous article, we have to create games that are better. Quality is going to be the name of the game moving forward. Thankfully, the curve for creating better and better games on the blockchain was extremely fast. It's only been 1 year since major blockchain games have entered the scene, with many like Illuvium still around the corner. As the games become better and better, hopefully the user retention becomes more and more. More and more active users will provide a better financial ecosystem. And with so many game companies already interested in the metaverse or creating their own, it is only a matter of time before we start getting AAA titles onto the blockchain. Games like Halo, Call of Duty, and I'm not sure how it would work, but World of Warcraft would be involved in that as well. World of Warcraft already has its own economy built in. It is an independent ecosystem that is not dependent on the blockchain, with individual items that are bound to user accounts, even to specific characters in your account, and also being able to trade items as well, and purchase subscription extensions. These tokens that act as subscription extensions can actually be sold. It will be extremely interesting seeing how a game like that will be implemented into the blockchain. But regardless, with all of these game developers slowly leaking into the NFT, metaverse, blockchain game space, blockchain gaming will become the norm. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, then be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like the video. I'll see you on the blockchain, my friends.